Today is very auspicious day. Shri Krishna Pusha Abhishek Yatra means Shri Krishna's bathing with flowers. His devotees, they will make Abhishek of him with flowers. And on today's day, our Parangurudev, he installed the big deities of Gauranga and Radha Nayananath in our Kolkata mat. Before, when our Parangurudev came out from Chaitanya mat, first he rented one place in Rasbihari Avenue in Kolkata. There they installed these small deities he installed. Then later on, when we got this new place in Satish Mukherjee Road and the building was made, then on today's day, Parangurudev installed this bigger set of deities, Gauranga, Radha, Nayananath. That is why today there is annual festival in our Kolkata mat, and they made a big Abhishek and feast and Harikatha festival, and they will make Nagar Sankirtan, or maybe it was yesterday, I'm not sure, but 5 days festival is there. One day also is Nagar Sankirtan. Nayan means eyes. Nayananath means master of the eyes, who is Krishna, because he is master of all senses. That is one meaning. Another meaning is Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur's Siddha name in Krishna Lila is Nayan Muni Manjari. Our Parangurudev realized this, so he also named this deity as Nayananath, means the master of Nayan Muni Manjari. And in Gauhati, Nayanananda, one who gives pleasure to Nayan Muni. And in Tezpur, Nayan Mohan, one who enchants Nayan Muni Manjari. And later on in Puri, Radha Nayan Muni, in that birthplace of Prabhupada. So today is very auspicious day when Gauranga and Radha Nayananath made their appearance in our Satish Mukherjee Road, Kolkata mat. And today also is the appearance of Krishnamayi Didi. We are hearing about her. She appeared in Navadip and in high family, and she was taking a bath in Ganga, and she changed her route so that she could hear Srila Sridhar Maharaja's Harikatha. At that time, Chaitanya Saraswati mat just started, only land was there. So Sridhar Maharaj was speaking Harikatha and she used to hear. Then gradually when her husband died and her one daughter and one adopted son or something, they grew up, then she sold all her property and gave everything to the mat, and she also came to stay in the mat and was engaged in all kinds of services necessary in the mat, cooking, worshipping, serving Vaishnavas, Kirtan, everything she was doing, management, fully dedicated to Sridhar Maharaj, and she also sponsored the full cost of printing of Srila Sridhar Maharaj's edition of Bhagavad Gita with his commentaries, and Sridhar Maharaj appreciated her. So because of being fully dedicated, she got all devotion, all realization. That is why Srila Sridhar Maharaj declared her as pure devotee, Shuddha Bhakta, and also allowed her to take disciples to give initiation. Our Parangurudev also appreciated her, and also he was of the same opinion that she is qualified to serve as Acharya. So after Srila Sridhar Maharaja's disappearance, some disciples of Srila Sridhar Maharaj made her a separate mat that is also in Navadip, and there she stayed and she preached pure Krishna Bhakti everywhere. And even before that, when she was preaching, she converted many tantrics, atheists, and sinful persons to devotion. That is why Sridhar Maharaj told that no one can do this unless he has himself pure devotion. So then, after she was preaching from her own mat, one small mat is there in Navadip, and then she had also long life, more than 100 years, and then she disappeared, and some disciples still there. So Mahaprabhu told, Kiba Bipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kenenoy, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Sai Guru Hoy. It doesn't matter whether one is a Brahmin, Shudra, Sannyasi, Brahmachari household, or man, woman, it doesn't matter. What matters is if someone knows Krishna Tattva, the truth about Krishna. Then he can be Guru. So ladies can also be Guru if they are qualified. Means they must know Shastra and they must have realization of Krishna. And one who has realization of Krishna, he is fully dedicated only for the service of Krishna. So such devotees, they can help others. They can inspire devotion in them and can guide them how to serve Krishna. We just now sang this song, Ashreya Bhaje Tare Krishna Nahi Taje. If someone will worship Krishna taking shelter of a Vaishnava, then Krishna will not forsake him. But all others, they will live uselessly. Because from Vaishnava we get the service of Krishna. So it is very important to surrender to pure devotee Guru and serve Krishna under his guidance. So today is her appearance day. There was a big festival there in Navadip, her mat. So I am bowing down to her lotus feet and praying for her causeless mercy. And we are hearing Bhakti Aloka. We heard that which is beyond the reach of material gross and subtle senses, that is called achintya. It is inconceivable to mundane perception. That does not mean that one cannot perceive. One can, but in Atma Samadhi, means with soul's eyes. But that is jivas, conditioned jivas, they don't have such stage. That is why Krishna himself revealed knowledge in the form of Vedas. So we are hearing that Vedas are the only praman, evidence for the matters which are achintya, beyond this mundane comprehension. And we came to know yesterday from Chaitanya Charitamrita that Vedas, they speak about Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. Sambandha means what is our relation with Krishna. Then Abhideya means what we have to do in this relationship. And Prayojana means what we have to achieve by practicing devotion. That is Prema. And that is the ultimate goal of life. That is Mahadhan, great wealth, actual wealth. Yesterday we also heard about knowledge. Someone may have so much worldly knowledge, but that will not help him to come out from miseries. But one who has transcendental knowledge, he can come out from Maya and can attain the lotus feet of Krishna. To know everything inconceivable, one should only consult the Vedas as Praman. There is another point to discuss in this regard. The Vedas received through parampara of gurus is called Amnaya. There are many topics in the Vedas and according to qualification, various teachings. The previous Mahajanas manifested Atma Samadhi on the strength of their bhajan and wrote separate instructions related to qualification for bhakti in the Vedas. Thus, all the Vedic statements which previous Mahajanas designate as showing qualification for bhakti amnaya and learning them is necessary. Those Vedic statements. If one does not receive the complete mercy of Guru in this, it is most difficult to understand the inconceivable states. And you see, I think one word is missing here. I will see in another translation. One second. Here it is stated that by Atma Samadhi, devotees, pure devotees, they selectively collected Vedic teachings on the qualification to perform bhakti and kept them separate. Therefore, it is essential to learn and follow the Vedic instructions that the previous Mahajanas have illuminated and declared beneficial to attain the qualification to perform bhakti. There is another also translation, 3 are there. I think here it means, thus all the Vedic statements which previous Mahajanas designate as showing qualification for bhakti, that is called amnaya, and learning them is necessary. 1 second, I will see another one. I think due to typing mistake, one word is missing here. Those statements which show qualification for bhakti, that is called amnaya, means what is the Vedic teaching. Where is? I'm not finding. But I saw it, it was. Strange. Okay, later I can search. If one does not receive the complete mercy of Guru in this, it is most difficult to understand the inconceivable states. Mahaprabhu teaches as follows. Ihate drishtanta joiche daridrer ghore sarvagya asi dukho dekhi puchaye tahare. The following example may be given. Once a learned astrologer came to the house of a poor man and, seeing his distressed condition, questioned him. Tumi kene dukhi, tomar ache pitri dhon, tomare na kohilo anatra charilo jibon. The astrologer asked, why are you unhappy? Your father was very wealthy, but he did not disclose his wealth to you because he died elsewhere. Sarvagyer vakye kore dhoner udeshe, oiche beda puran jive Krishna upadeshe. Just as the words of the astrologer Sarvagya gave news of the poor man's treasure, Vedic literatures advise one about Krishna consciousness when one is inquisitive to know why he is in a distressed material condition. Sarvagyer Bhakya Mool Dhon Anubandha Sarva Shastre Upadeshe Shri Krishna Sambandha. By the words of the astrologer, the poor man's connection with the treasure was established. Similarly, Vedic literature advises us that our real connection is with Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is our actual relationship, and it is eternal. These Mayic material relationships are not real, they are temporary. One jiva is not related with another jiva in the sense of mother and son. That is false. That is bodily only, and that is temporary. Actual relation is with Krishna and with all jivas, with jivas, as how they are related to Krishna also. But we in Maya, we don't see that. That is why we have to suffer these problems of non-eternal relations. And the exploitation also is coming. So Veda Shastra tells us about our actual relationship. Then we have to realize that, then all problems can be removed. It is not that it is created, that relationship with Krishna is already existing. But we are unaware of it, we are illusioned. By the grace of Veda Shastra and Guru, that ignorance is removed, then you can realize what was already existing before that relationship. Baper dhon ache gyane dhon nahi pai. Tobe sarvagya kohe tare prapti rupai. Although being assured of his father's treasure, the poor man cannot acquire this treasure by such knowledge alone. Like, you have wealth, your father gave it to you, you have it. So only having such knowledge, one cannot attain that. Therefore, the astrologer had to inform him of the means whereby he could actually find the treasure. How he can attain it. What he has to do to attain it. Ei stane ache dhon, যদি দক্ষিণে কুদিবে ভীমারুল বারুল উঠিবে ধন না পাইবে. The astrologer said, the treasure is in this place, but if you dig toward the southern side, the wasps and drones will rise and you will not get your treasure. পাশ্চিমে কুদিবে তাহা ইয়াকশা এক হয়, সে বিঘ্ন করিবে ধনে হাত না পড়ায়. If you dig on the western side, there is a ghost who will create such a disturbance that your hands will not even touch the treasure. উত্তরে কুদিবে উত্তরে কুদিলে আছে কৃষ্ণ আজাগারে, ধন নাহি পাবে কুদিতে গিলিবে সবারে. If you dig on the northern side, there is a big black snake that will devour you if you attempt to dig up the treasure. পূর্ব দিকে তাতে মাটি অল্প কুদিতে ধনের জারি পরিবেক তোমার হাতেতে. However, if you dig up a small quantity of dirt on the eastern side, your hands will immediately touch the pot of treasure. Here, if I understand correctly, in Bengali, it is very nicely expressed. If I am correct, it means ধনের জারি পরিবেক তোমার হাতেতে, that ধন will automatically fall in your hand. But I will check in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Poribek tomar hatete. It will fall into your hand. Oiche Shastra kohe karma gyan jog teji. Bhakti Krishna bosh hoye. Bhakti tare bhoji. Revealed scriptures conclude that one should give up karma, that is south side, jnana, that is west side, and yoga, that is north side. This you give up and instead take to bhakti, by which Krishna can be fully satisfied. This is all from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaking this to Sanatana Goswami. When a person intently desiring spiritual life becomes eager to hear all the conclusions about Atma from a guru, his heart becomes pure and he goes to the lotus feet of Krishna. The sole praman, evidence concerning the spiritual goal, is amnaya. Amnaya means the scriptural knowledge coming through Guru Parampara. That is amnaya. Taking support of this praman, one should consider 9 items to be proved. This deliberation arises in the pure heart by the strength of amnaya. It is called Atma Samadhi. It is the root of spiritual life. Now they will be given here. There are 10 points. First point is Praman, that is Veda, Amnaya. Now, what Vedas say will be described here. According to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what Vedas say. It is understood in discussing the first item to be proved through Amnaya that the only object of worship is Parabrahman Krishna, Supreme Spirit, Krishna. Thinking of the aspect without qualities related to Krishna establishes his effulgence as Brahman. Krishna by one of his portions becomes Paramatma or Ishwar and manifests as the creator, protector, and destroyer of the universe. He is Krishna as the essential form, Vishnu as Paramatma, and Brahman as his effulgence. Deliberating on the tattva of the Lord, endowed with all Shaktis, all doubts related to Parabrahman are removed. As long as doubts remain, one accepts a conception opposite of material knowledge and takes support of jnana in the form of deliberating on Brahman. In searching for Paramatma, the portion of the Lord, one introduces Ashtanga Yoga. When one becomes free of doubt, steady bhakti for Krishna alone arises. In the knowledge of Amnaya, the second item to consider is that Parabrahman is endowed with natural, inconceivable Shakti. By using one of his Shaktis, due to unclear knowledge, he manifests in the form of Brahman. This is called Nirvishesha Shakti, impersonal Shakti. Using his infinite Shakti, he embraces Brahman and Paramatma and manifests as Bhagavan. This is called his Savishesha Shakti or personal Shakti. Though the two Shaktis, impersonal and personal, exist eternally in him, the personal Shakti is stronger. Parasya Shaktir Vivideva Shruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriya Cha. Shveta Shvatar Upanishad. There are said to be various Shaktis of the Lord which are natural to him, consisting of Jnana, Bala, and Kriya. Jnana means knowledge, Bala means strength, and Kriya means activity. It's from Shveta Shvatar Upanishad. The Sandini, Sambit, and Hladini of the superior Shakti are easily realized by the spiritual devotee. So this is second item, that Krishna is endowed with all potencies. Because Mayavadis, they cannot understand how ultimate reality has potency. They think that there is near Shakti, no potency, but it is not true. Bhagavan has all potencies. The third item here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioning superior Shakti, that is Parashakti or Swarup Shakti, that has three aspects. Sandini, that is Sat, existence. Sambit is knowledge or Chit. Hladini is Ananda. So spiritual devotees, they can realize these three. And one atomic portion of Satchidananda is Jiva, and shadow of Satchidananda is Maya, Chaya. They are all, Maya and Jiva, they are also dependent on his superior potency. They are not separate. The third item to be proved in Naya is that Parabrahman Krishna is the supreme spiritual rasa. By the power of this rasa, the spiritual and material worlds become mad. Rasa is Krishna's Swarup. Thus Krishna says, I am the basis of Brahman in Bhagavad Gita. Rasa means transcendental ambrosia, which is coming out from transcendental relationship. By the power of this supreme rasa, arises infinite variety in the spiritual and material worlds. The rasa in the spiritual world is pure. The rasa of the material world is its shadow. The spiritual world has unlimited rasa. By the Achintya Shakti, the pastimes of Braja manifest in the material world. But they are not material, only they manifest here. The pure Jiva is qualified for spiritual rasa. The dharma of the Jiva is to achieve this supreme rasa. By the strength of bhajan, the Jiva attains that rasa. Then you are fully happy, otherwise not. Attainment of Brahman is most distasteful. It is never to be worshipped because there is no taste there, no rasa, because there is no relationship. So those who are realized devotees, rasikas, for them, a realization of Brahman, that Brahmananda is tasteless. Although from our material point of view, that is a very high amount of happiness. As I said from the Taittiriya Upanishad, one strong man, then more than that, one Gandharva, and like this it goes, it multiplies the happiness. Then ultimately it comes to the happiness of Brahman. But for devotees, Brahmananda, I heard from Gurudev directly. He said, Brahmananda is like nothing in comparison with Premananda or Sevananda, the bliss one gets when he engages in the service of Krishna. That is why those 4 Kumaras, they were tasting Brahmananda, but when getting the scent of Tulsi offered to the lotus feet of Narayan, they gave up that Brahmananda and started worshipping Narayan. So much more bliss there. And supreme rasa is there in Vrindavan with Krishna. And then again, different rasas. Madhurya rasa is highest. And inside Madhurya rasa, prema of Radharani is highest. So if you can get the service of Radharani, that is the highest attainment for Jiva possible. On attaining Paramatma, rasa does not appear. There also it is not. You are one with Brahman or you are one with Paramatma. But no rasa, no lila. Only worship of Krishna is full of rasa. In Narayan, only 2.5 rasas. But in Krishna, 12 rasas. Incomplete. 5 primary or main and 7 secondary. Considering the 4th item to be proved, Amnaya says that all the jivas are the unlimited particles of the spiritual sun, Krishna. Unlimited particles means not that particles are unlimited, but there are unlimited number of particles. As the spiritual world is manifest by Krishna's Chit Shakti, and as the material world is manifested by the inferior Maya Shakti, the jivas are manifested by the superior but limited Chit Shakti. Superior means they're conscious entities, not matter. But they are atomic particles only. All the full qualities manifested in Krishna's spiritual nature exist naturally in the small jiva in particle form, small quantity. The independent nature of Krishna is found in the jiva in small portion, that is free will, because without free will you cannot say he's a conscious being that is attached to conscious being, is that he has free will. By that quality, the jiva's natural independence is accomplished. Because of this, the jivas all have different inclinations. By one inclination, the jiva seeks his own happiness, and by another inclination, he seeks Krishna's happiness. Seeking his own and seeking Krishna's happiness, the jivas are divided into two categories. Those who seek Krishna's happiness are eternally liberated. Those who seek their own happiness are eternally bound. So there is confusion about this point. Some think that there are two types of jivas, but it is not. Jivas are one, but depends on how they choose to act. And because they are eternal, whatever they are doing, they are eternally doing. You cannot put any time limitation because jiva is eternal. So those jivas who wanted to serve Krishna by their relative independence, they are eternally liberated. They don't come under the influence of Maya. But those jivas who wanted to enjoy Maya, they are eternally bound. Because all the time, perpetually they are doing this. Only if they get sadhu sangha and they change their inclination, then they can be liberated. But if literally they would be eternally bound, then there is no question of them being liberated. So we have to understand what is the meaning of this eternally bound. It is dependent on their inclination. And that inclination they can change. So their status in eternity will also change. That is why jivas, they can enter into eternal Goloka. That is achintya. In relation to this, all the inconceivable states follow spiritual time. In the time within the Chit Shakti, there is the quality of eternal present, no past and no future. In the time within inferior material Maya Shakti, there are three qualities of past, present and future. Thus, all the liberations that occur in relationship to this, when they occur within spiritual time, do not give rise to doubt. When they occur within material time, many doubts arise. Such as, if the jiva is a pure spiritual particle, why does he seek his own happiness? When one raises such a question, doubt within material time arises. When one gives up this doubt, one can perform bhajan. Otherwise, one will only continue to speculate. If one applies logic to inconceivable states, anarthas will arise. So that you can understand only when you are situated in spiritual time, means in Atma Samadhi, or means in a realization of inconceivable spiritual matters. Then only you can have answer to this question. And you can understand it by that realization. But if you are a conditioned soul, then trying to understand by mundane logic and experience, then you will not be able to. And anarthas will be there. There is one book by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Tattva Viveka. There he is explaining what kind of conceptions come from jiva in illusion. So many conceptions. And then in about the questions, who am I, why do I exist, all this. Then in the second chapter, he gives what kind of answers to these questions your own Atma will give when situated in Atma Samadhi. That is eternal truth. What is the truth is there. But you have to realize. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur is sharing that realization, what is the actual truth, and it is the same as what Vedas describe. That is why what Vedas say, what a realized Guru says, and what you will see in your realization when you will attain it is one and the same. It's not different for anyone, for any jiva. Jiva in America or jiva in India or jiva in Slovenia or jiva in Russia, realized jiva will attain same realization because truth is one. The only thing is whether you see it or not. The teaching of Amnaya concerning the fifth item to be proved is this. All the jivas who seek their own happiness accept Maya situated near the jiva and experience happiness and suffering within material time. Karma is nothing but a whirlpool of ignorance created by Maya. Those who do not enter Maya have no relation with karma. There is no false ego, so how karma will come? The jivas who seek their own happiness develop gross and subtle bodies, abodes for enjoying from the cycle of Maya. This whirlpool of ignorance is seen to be unending in form, but just as it becomes easy for the jiva to enter at the time of liberation, the jiva can easily discard it. Like we entered by the misuse of our relative independence, also you can come out by the proper use of your relative independence when you become inclined to serve Krishna. The jivas within Maya's whirlpool of ignorance are called eternally bound, nityabada. The word eternal is used in relation to Maya's time. When spiritual time appears by the touch of a spiritual object, that bondage of the jiva is seen to be temporary. By the power of the devotees and Krishna's mercy, the bound jiva develops auspiciousness by sukritis or good actions of bhakti over many lifetimes. Then what happens, we will hear tomorrow. Sukritis of bhakti means those actions which are pleasing to Krishna, done knowingly or unknowingly. When you accumulate that, then you will get sadhu sangha. That we'll hear tomorrow.